All right, Victoria, thank you for taking the time today
Yes.
um, to share your experiences with us. I think we've been working together for almost about 8 to 9 months now. And I just wanted to say it's been great working with you so far. And what I wanted to do is kind of wanted to get your thoughts on how it has been in terms of working with us, what kind of value we were able to bring you for you, and so forth. So what I want to do is kind of want to start with my first question here is, um, what did you do before you worked with us, before we connected?
I didn't have any things set up as far as payroll. I didn't, it seemed that, I was kind of doing everything back in like, 60s, every balance sheet, every income statement that I got was never electronically. It was just mailed to me. And I'm like, didn't understand what it is. So I just threw it in the trash. So, then I later realized that, that was important information that I was supposed to keep. So
Right,
anyways, it was just hard. I mean, I was with my other accountant for 15 years. And so, like any profession, like I'm doing with you, you put your trust in them, and they're the professional, and you do what I do, and you do what you do. So,
yeah.
I was 23, 24 when I started this industry, and been working with him ever since. So, I just took his word, and I'm so glad that I found you through Facebook, no less, and and basically helped me figure out, 15 years of sometimes not filing the right paperwork, not doing it, legitimately. Like when Angela asked me about, what have I done for the payroll previously, I'm
Right.
like, we reported it, but I didn't see any like transactions, and I'm like, I just thought that's the way it was done. So anyways,
Right.
it's been great, breath of fresh air that you're handling it, and you're saving me money, and you're giving me the tax um codes that I never understood. I bought,
Right.
1001 tax strategies 4 years ago, for dummies, and I still haven't had a chance to read it.
Right.
Probably everything's changed since then, but
Yeah.
I need someone like you that can tell me what to do. I know to make money, but I don't know how to do the taxes to try to save some of it.
Right. Right. And that's what I tell business owners too, where hey, you are extremely good at your craft. But if you have the right players on your team on the areas that you have not dedicated your life to, then if the players are a team, then you're going to go a lot 10 times far in your financial and wealth life than you would trying to do this on your own.
Yep.
But thank you for sharing that. The next question I had is, when did you have that epiphany that something was wrong? At what point did you realize before you connected with us that look, something's wrong, I need to do something about this?
Well, I thought about it for 2 or 3 years, letting my accountant go, but change is hard, and I was loyal, but he decided to retire and let some clients go. I don't know why I was one of them, but so I was left, I think it was April
Okay.
of 2020 during COVID. I know nothing. And he
Right.
just writes me a letter and says, I'll be sending you a box of your stuff. Please find another accountant. And I'm like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought my taxes weren't filed, nothing started, and I thought everything should be done by then. So
Yeah.
anyways, I was stuck in a wrong place, a bad place. And so I went to Bench and Gusto to try to figure out what I was doing. And with Bench, I said, do my bookkeeping, but also do my taxes. They do both.
Yeah.
But after, doing it with them, and I couldn't talk to them face to face, and they don't really, it's hard to communicate with them. I found you, and I was like, take over everything, help
Right.
me, because I don't know what I'm doing. And I think that there's a lot of confusion going on with all my different, I have 5 different companies, I think 5 or 4, I don't know.
Yeah.
And so it's complicated, and I'm just glad to streamline it finally, and be able to sleep at night, because it's really one of the most important things to prioritize.
Yeah. Yeah.
You focus on making money, but you don't focus on losing it
Right.
to the government to pay for, the who knows. So anyways,
Yeah. Great. And how long was it wrong for? You said about 2.5 years, or do you think it was more than that? And how much do you think it costed you in terms of money? I think that's more important.
Okay, so who knows? I was working with him since 2005, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much was missed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to read a tax return, this big. It's all Greek to me,
Okay.
but I do know that I just was unhappy with how things were going.
Okay. Okay. That's
So,
that's that's fair enough. And what changed through working with us? Once you started working with us, what changed for you?
education, understanding a little bit more. You know,
Okay.
I I didn't even know, just completely naive. I didn't even know that you pay tax on the net and not the gross.
Right.
I mean, that didn't register to me. I don't
Right.
know why. And so 15 years of being in business for myself, and
Right.
I didn't know the basics.
Right.
So, I mean, just education and understanding a little bit, being able to find loopholes, so
Right.
to say, that I am eligible for,
Yeah.
that the basic person that's using HR block is not taking advantage of. I want to
Right.
take advantage of anything I can to be able to save the money that I've earned.
Yeah.
And there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I wouldn't call some of these even loopholes. It's really folks not taking advantage of things that are available to them simply.
Exactly. Exactly.
Um,
Yes. Yes.
Great. And how would you say you have changed working with us? What changed with you how have you changed as a business owner?
Well, and I think I started talking about this, but I lost my train of thoughts. Before you, when I was working with my previous accountant, I had to send every statement itemized, scan it, and
Hmm.
and they took it, one by one, and did the deductions. And I don't know how they did that and if they did that, but like I said, we were working without any technology, and he was a very old man that probably should retire, and had the old school way of accounting, and things have evolved so much,
Right.
and we gotta embrace the digital world, and that wasn't
Yeah.
being done. So it was a blessing in disguise for sure. I knew it had to happen, and I'm glad that he initiated it. But yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. And what would you say to other business owners who are out there considering tax planning services with us, or business owners who have never gone on even tax planning done in the past? Meaning
uh
nobody has ever sat down and said, look, it's not enough to prepare the returns. We got to find deductions and help you save taxes. Let's just talk about that. What would
yep.
you say to them?
Well, before I hired you, and I was kind of waffling if I should let my previous accountant go or not, I went, and my an attorney recommended me to a financial advisor, and I went to his office, and we sat down, and I didn't understand anything he was saying. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
asked him, I said, "What am I doing that I should be doing?" And he
Right.
had no recommendations.
Okay.
And when I talked to you, it was like, "You're not doing this, you're not doing this, you're not," and I'm like, "Thank you. This is what I've been
Yeah.
looking for.
Right.
What can I do differently to make sure that I'm doing this correctly, and that I
Right.
am getting all the advantages that I deserve?" So,
Right. Great. Um, and what if I were to ask you to if you were to ask you to just name one thing, what do you love most about working with us? Just one thing. Just something that you absolutely love about working with us.
just that you guys are kind of taking the bull by the reins, and that I don't have to, worry about a lot of stuff, and you're, saying this is what you need to do, and telling me instead of me asking you. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Um,
Right.
I need someone to be able to guide me
Yeah.
with one of the most important things, because you don't
Yeah.
want to get in trouble with the IRS. That's
Absolutely
the
not.
last thing you want to do. You don't want to get audited.
Right.
And but more importantly, you want to take advantage of what you can. So between the two, you got to have it right, and it should be a huge priority for people. Sometimes people just push it off because they're working so much with their own industry, but
Right.
50,000 versus 25,000 to remit to the IRS, that can make a major impact on someone.
Absolutely. That's a huge chunk of money. That that folks can save. And a lot of times business owners just don't realize how much they're leaving on the table.
Right. And my old accountant charged like nothing. And I think you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
No, like I was paying like 3,000 a year.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But how much
It
taxes
was-
were you paying then, you know?
Yeah, I know. He was low,
Right?
but I wasn't getting any service, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah.
I'd rather
And what
pay
about the
more and
value?
save more.
Yeah, yeah. So, and you know, you don't have to give numbers, but in terms of, I know we've done some tax planning for you. How much do you think we have saved you on your taxes compared to what you were about to pay last year when we first connected? If you don't feel comfortable, you don't have to share the number, but if you want to share the number, go for it, whatever you feel comfortable.
You would know more than me.
Well,
I do.
I've sent you the tax plan, so you have the numbers, right?
Yeah, I do appreciate more than anything, you know, the draw 2 for the PPP. Because
Yeah.
draw 1, I did all by myself and I had no idea what I was doing, obviously.
Right. Right.
So, you know, it was easy and effortless in that process. So, I mean, that was amazing. So I definitely saved, you know, 20,000 or made 20,000 because of you.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know how much I saved. You tell me.
Well,
I
there's
don't
a
even
tax
know.
plan. Yeah, that I think I sent you a tax plan, and that has a savings in there.
Okay.
Not sure if you had a chance to look at it or not.
Like I said, this is all Greek to me. Oh, so over 5 years, it's 143,000 savings or 28,000 a year.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the kind of savings that are possible, you know, when you proactively work on the business.
So these are things that I was not working on.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you for taking the time today. I really appreciate you taking this time out and sharing your thoughts on this video. So that way, you know, we can share the success stories and help as many business owners out there as possible. Thanks again so
Absolutely.
much.
And
I really
I
appreciate
recommend
it.
your services to my friends.
All right. Thank you so
Yes.
much, Victoria.
Thank you.
Yep.